All right, so I will record the meeting since we're having some internet issues. Bella, I hope you heard me. I am recording. Okay, I am recording. Okay, she can hear me now. All right, so here are our standards and our learning targets. All right, so for a quick review, these are all one-step addition and subtraction problems. So I want all of you to do 2 of them right now. I want all of you to do 2 of them right now. I want you to write the problem and I want you to send me the answer to 2 of these problems. All right, so good morning, Jeremy. We are having some Zoom issues, so I am recording the meeting. If there's any part that you can't hear me or it stops, then make sure you watch the video, you guys. All right, so you are sending me the answers, so I just want to not waste much time since we're having such glitchy problems. So make sure you realize the opposite of plus 11 is minus 11. So our 11s are gone, and 14 minus 11 is 3. So number 1 is 3. Several of you got that. Good job, good job. All right, the second one, what's the opposite of writing minus 5? We're going to write plus 5, plus 5. And if you get these wrong, please look at your paper and correct it, okay? So x is equal to negative 3 plus 5 is 2. If you don't believe me, put it in your calculator. Negative 3 plus 5. Remember, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. These have different signs. You subtract and you take the sign of the bigger digit. It's positive 2. Number 3, the opposite of plus 10 is minus 10. Minus 10 from both sides. So our 10s are gone. We have y is equal to 3 minus 10 is negative 7. And then number 4, the opposite of plus 7 is subtract 7. We're going to subtract 7 from both sides. So w is equal to 16. Who got all those right?
I missed 2.
Uh-oh. So see what you did wrong and next time go, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Good job, Kaylee. Good job, Kaylee. All right, so any questions on solving one-step equations by adding or subtracting? No. Okay, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Like I said, I am recording it, so if you need to come back and watch it later, please do so. All right, so last week, I don't know if we did many of these. I don't think we did. So actually, I think we did. I don't remember. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing, which makes the opposite of dividing multiplying, right? So right here, this literally means 5 times x. Oh, we did do these. Did we do these particular problems?
We didn't do 4. We did the rest of them. We just didn't do 4. That's it.
Okay. All right. So just for a quick review, the opposite of times 5 is division. We're going to divide both sides by 5. So x is equal to 5. Whoops. All right. And then look at number 3. This says x divided by 3. We're going to do the opposite of dividing, which is multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3. These cancel each other out. And we get x equals 4. I meant 4 times 3 is 12. Okay? So we didn't do number 4. So what does this say? What does this literally mean right here, guys? Someone say it. Someone unmute and tell me what this means.
Number divided by -2 equals
Yes.
5.
Yes. So she said a number divided by -2. So then you ask yourself in your brain or out loud with your mouth, what is the opposite of dividing by -2? And then when you, yeah, we're going to multiply by -2. We're going to multiply both sides by -2. And the reason those cancel each other out, we can cross simplify, okay? So 1 times x is x. On the other side, we have 5 times -2, which is -10. And then make sure you check your answers. Is that true? Is it true? Does -10 divided by -2 equal +5? A negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we know our answer's right. So if you will check yourselves, you'll get it right. Also, can't you also just to x, whatever, like just find out 5 times? Yes. So I agree with you. So someone's saying, Ms. Richardson, these are so easy. Why are we having to do all these steps? Because they're probably going to get harder quicker, right? Yes. So if we do our steps on the easy problems, then you'll remember how to do the steps on the hard problems. Does that make sense? All right. So send me the answer to 5 and 6. Everyone, send me the answers to 5 and 6, please. Put it in the chat. 5 and 6. Everyone tell me 5 and 6. All right. We're all glitching. Kaylee, looks like Kaylee got the right answers. Did anyone else get the right answer? Now I see a lot of answers. Good, Kaden. Yep. Good, James. Good, Luke. Good, Isabella. All right, so if math isn't your thing, if it's hard for you, make sure you are taking notes and that you come back to the slide deck through the week to help you, okay? I'm not sure if you can hear me, but if math is not your thing, that means you got to work a little harder at it, right? Good, Karen, that's the right answer. Good, Isabella. You're almost exactly right. We can hear you. Good, good, good. Well, some of you can. Some people are frozen. All right, so number 5, be careful on number 5. A lot of people want to go immediately. The answer is 2 because 12 divided by 6 is 2. However, that's not correct because this is being divided by -6. So what is the opposite of dividing by -6? We're going to multiply by -6. We're going to multiply both sides by -6. And when you multiply by -6, you get +72. So honestly, you have to stop, think, what is this saying? And now what is the opposite? Okay. All right. So Kaylee said, can I say that out loud, Kaylee? Can I read what you wrote? She is glitching, so I think I have her permission, but I'm not sure. She says that if you guys need help, she'll work with you. She'll Zoom with you, and she would be an awesome tutor if you need some help, and ask her to help you, and she'll be happy to do that. Thank you, Kaylee. Luke said he has a tip for us. So Luke, I don't know if you can hear me either, but if you
I
can,
can hear you.
okay, can you tell us your tip?
So what I did is I took -12 and I took -12 and multiplied it by -6, and that's how I got my first answer.
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly right. Because we're doing the opposite of dividing by 8. On number 6, we're doing the opposite, which means we're simply multiplying by 8. So hopefully on number 6, you got -24. -24 is the right answer. Okie dokie. All right, so we're going to move on. The problems are going to get a little more challenging, but we got it. We know the steps, so we can do it. We're going to do two-step equations. So if I'm going too fast, please come back and watch the video, okay? All right, so you guys have heard of the golden rule before, right?
You showed us this last week.
I told you this last week. Whatever you
The
do to
whole
one
slide.
side.
The whole slide we saw last week. The whole slide.
Not
We
two-step
saw that.
equations.
Yes, we did.
We did two-step equations last week.
You showed us how to do that equation right there on the side too.
Okay, was that the last thing we did? Or did we practice some? We practiced some too?
Yeah.
Did I click?
And you told us to watch the video on our own.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I didn't even read my own message on Zoom. Excuse me, on Canvas. If I go back and actually read my own message, I actually put, we're going to begin on slide 21. So get it together, Miss Richardson. You're exactly right. All right, so we stopped on page 21. Thank you, Nevaeh. I need to read my own comment to myself. Please start on page 21. All right, so anyway, that was a free review. We're all good for it. We're all better off for it. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so these, Nevaeh, you have not done before, right? Okay. Kaylee said we have not done these problems. Karen, do you agree? We have not done these problems. You do agree. Okay, so here's 6 problems. I want everyone to try and use all of your steps on your paper. I want everyone to do at least 3 of them. 3 of them, okay? If you didn't hear me a minute ago, I said I want you guys to try 3 of these 6. 3 of these 6, please. All right, guys, so I have worked them all out on the screen. Hopefully I got them all right. So this was one of the screens I asked you. This is one of the slides I asked you guys to print. Okie dokie. Why did you get them all? Nice. All right. So if you hopefully was able to print these and then you can double check them. Maybe you can work out the rest of them next time. Do you all agree with my answers? Anything different? Jeremy was saying something. What were you saying, Jeremy? What were you going to show me?
Oh, I was trying to tell you that any games or anything. It's just my wallpaper. It changes sometimes. You know,
Oh, nice. Okay, I didn't realize that. All right, so like I said, I got you. Thank you, Jeremy, for telling me that. That's awesome. Okay. All right, so what questions do you guys have? So if you need to come back and rewatch the video to see these, but I have to move on, okay? Or you can take a screenshot of this screen and check your answers later. Sorry, I started on the wrong slide. I was repeating myself from last week. I have 6 different classes, so I forget what we do sometimes. I apologize. Even leaving my own note to myself didn't work. So thank you, Nevaeh, for watching out for me. All right, so can I move on? Okay, here we go. So now the only other thing we're going to add to this is we're going to write algebraic equations. Now, earlier this year, we practiced writing algebraic expressions without an equal sign, okay? So when we do equations, we're going to add that equal sign. So if you need to come back later and watch this cute little video, please do so. These words should all look familiar to you because, like I said, we have practiced writing expressions. So remember, sum means addition, difference is subtraction, product is multiplication, and quotient is division. So when we add an equation, almost always that word is going to be is or equals. Okay. For example, Ryan paid $10 per basketball. He spent a total of, or we could say the total is $40. How many basketballs did he buy? Now, this is very hard for 7th graders to write these equations because you guys just want to immediately write the answer, right? But the practice is, what we want to practice is writing equations. So we take only the information we have, and we're like, okay, we know that Ryan spent $10 on so many basketballs. How many basketballs? I do not know. So in math, when you don't know a number, you put a variable there. Okay, so whatever the question is, that is your variable. The variable represents how many basketballs he purchased. We don't know. We do know he spent a total of $40. So guys, this is an equation. That is an equation. And I know you already know what the answer is and you want to put that in the equation, but when you solve the equation, that's when you come up with the 4, okay? So then, of course, to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 10. And so we know that Ryan bought 4 basketballs. Okay. So in your original equation, you only put the information they give you. Do you understand? It's only 4 basketballs is how much he bought, right? Any questions? Someone's saying something about, is it 109? I don't understand. I'm not sure what's going on that question, but please clarify if you want to. All right, I'm moving on. We good? All right, let's look at this one. Hannah went to the movies last night, and she paid $5 per ticket. So we know she spent $5 per ticket, and she bought popcorn for $4. So we know all of that right now. We also know that she spent a total of $29. So our answer to our equation is $29. That's the total. Now we're going to come up with the rest of the equation. We know she bought tickets $5 each. The question is, how many tickets did she buy? I don't know. So X is going to represent the number of tickets she bought. We know that they were $5 times the number of tickets. Is that all she bought? She also bought popcorn for $4. So guys, this is the two-step equation. And X represents the number of tickets Hannah bought. Does that make sense? Okay. So now we're going to solve for our X. So we would subtract 4 from both sides first. And then we would have 5X equals 25. And we divide both sides by 5. And that means, how many tickets did she buy, you guys? How many tickets did she buy? 5 tickets. Yep, that's it. So if you have a problem that says, please write an equation, this is what I want, guys. That's what I want. That's the equation. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't ask. Can I move on? Anyone need another minute? Okay, I'm moving on then. All right, let's look at this one. It says, how would you write this equation? Richard is X years old. Could you write it like 5 times 5 plus? That's fine, as long as you, someone is saying on the last problem, could we just have written it 5 times 5, which is the final answer, right? Plus 4 equals 29. Well, just for the sake of this assignment, I do want the unknown. I do want the answer. The question that's being asked, I do want a variable to represent that. So if your final line is that, that's fine, but I do want to see that our unknown value represents the number of tickets, okay? Does that make sense? And I know, I'm telling you, I understand. I've been teaching 7th grade for longer than y'all been alive. And I know 7th graders do not like to write equations. They want to write out how you're going to solve it. And that's just something you're going to have to practice. Practice makes near perfect. All right, so let's look at all of this information. You guys are frozen for me. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm going to keep talking. All right, so Richard is X years old. Jerry is twice Richard's age. Kyle is 5 years less than twice Richard's age. And we know that Kyle is 13 years old. So they give us basically most of our equation right there. Kyle is 2x minus 5 years old, but then the next line tells us he's actually a total of 13 years. So we can figure out Richard's age by using this equation that we set up for Kyle's age. Okay, so then to solve for X, we would do what? We're going to add 5 to both sides. So we have 2x is equal to 18. And then when we solve for X, guys, by dividing by 2, whose age did we just solve for? I got X equals 9. Who is 9 years old? Who is 9? Someone's. What do you think, Jeremy? I couldn't hear you, Nevaeh. I'm sorry.
Richard.
Richard, because guess what? It says Richard is X years old. Well, that means Richard must be 9. Do we know how old is Jerry if he is 2x? How old is Jerry? 2 times X. Well, X is 9, so 2 times 9 is Jerry is 18. And we already know, of course, that Kyle is 13. Okie dokie. All right, I'm going to move on. All right, so these are all good equation type problems. We have 9 minutes, so we're going to work on these for the rest of the time. But before I move on, Kaylee, I can hear Kaylee saying when you guys speak, can I hear you? It just sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. So if you have a question, please repeat yourself. If you think I'm ignoring you, I promise I'm not. Okay. So when we start to leave, I want the following people to stay with me: Christian, Kaylee, Nevaeh. At the end of class, can you 3 please stay with me, please? All right, but we are going to take the rest of the 8 minutes left to do these problems. Okay. All right. So here we go. It says Kate. I'm sorry, Nevaeh. Were you saying something?
I was looking at the slideshow for the problem about Richard, Kyle, and Jerry. I saw that since Jerry is 18 and it says that Kyle is 2x minus 5, we could just subtract 18 by 5 and get Kyle's age.
Right. You could have done that as well, but they did provide that information for us. But that's exactly right, Nevaeh. Good. All right, so let's look at the first one. It says Kate is ordering tulip bulbs from a flower website. The cost is $2 per bulb, so we need this information. Plus, guess what that means in math, guys? It means an addition sign. She also has to pay $3 for shipping. She spent a total of $23. The question is, how many bulbs can Kate order? All right, so our variable is going to represent the number of bulbs. Number of bulbs. All right, so remember in our, don't look at the answers. Don't look at the answers. All right, so in our equation, we can only use the information we know right now. Oh my gosh, Caitlin. Kaylee, you guys have already done this. Y'all are so smart. All right, so we're going to say that she's buying bulbs and they're $2 times the number of bulbs. We don't know how many bulbs she's buying. So we're going to write 2 times X plus she spent $3 for shipping for a grand total. Guess what that means? Equals $23. So that is our equation. I care less about the final answer than I do you guys writing your equations correctly. If you write this, that makes me so, I'm a happy teacher. Yay. Good job. Good job. All right. So then, of course, yes, you will eventually solve it. And most of you have already done that. And you've already figured out that she can buy up to 10 bulbs, right? Because you're so smart. You're so smart. All right. Let's look at Joe. Joe's father's 45 years old. Joe is, there's our equal sign, 15 years older than twice Joe's age. What? 15 years older than twice Joe's age? I don't think that should say Joe. That should say Harry. How old is Joe? Oh, Joe's father. Miss Richardson. So silly. Will you please pay attention to what you're reading? All right, anyway. So how old is Joe? So Joe isn't 45. Joe's father is. So somebody is 45 years old, the father. All right. How are we? What comes over here? Only what we know. How do we write this? Oh, Kaylee did it again. Oh my gosh. So we're going to let Joe's age be X, right? All right, Caitlin sent me the right answer. Kaylee sent me the right answer. Luke, buddy, I know you're so smart and you can figure out in a second how old Joe is, but I really want to see your equations. Please, please. Whoops. All right, you got to use all of this information. Get the rest of it, guys. How do we write 15 years older than twice Joe's age. Remember, Joe is X years old. How do I show twice X? Twice X. And then it's going to be 15 more than this, right? How do I show 15 more than this? Plus 15. All right, guys, this is the whole equation right here. This is the whole equation. This is 15 more than twice Joe's age is equal to 45. Do you understand? I promise? Okay, so then of course to solve it, we would subtract 15 from both sides. You guys are so smart. You're already like, we all know Joe's 15. Joe's 15. Yes, Joe is 15. However, I really want us to practice writing these equations, okay? So Joe is 15. Good job, guys. All right, how about Marcus? Can you guys come up with an equation? Don't send me the answer. Send me an equation, please. What's her equation? Oh my gosh, Caitlin. You are blowing it out the water, girl. All right, good job, Karen. Good job, Nevaeh. Send me an equation, guys. Send me the equation. Kaylee. Good job, Kaylee. Uh-oh, you left something out, Kaylee. You left your 5 out, I think. I'm sure you meant it. I said all the answers. I know, Caitlin, you are just killing it today, girl. All right, so Marcus paid $5 to get into the fair or whatever, and then $3 per ride. How many rides did he go on? We do not know, but we do know he spent a total of $26. That is your 2-step equation. Good, Isabella. Luke, you just made my whole day, buddy. You made my whole day. He sent me an equation, you guys. All right, so then if we solve for x, eventually we're going to get x equals 7. What is 7? 7 is the number of rides. Okie dokie. Jeremy's making up his own math problems. All right, what about Cindy, you guys? We got, oh my gosh, we got 1 minute. All right, so let me go ahead and write these out, and then you can pat yourself on the, actually, I think I already did, didn't I? It's on the next slide. It is. Oh, it wasn't on the next slide. Yeah, it was. There it is. All right, so make sure you do come back and practice these and check your answers. We have exactly 1 minute left. And I think that's the end of it. That was the last slide. Okay. All right, so if the 3 of you that I spoke to earlier will hang out with me for just a second. The rest of you have a great day. You're all frozen for me, so maybe you can hear me. I'm not sure. But everyone have a great day. Have a great day. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye if you're leaving. I can't tell.